With details on Ronda Rousey's position in AEW and more, this is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on, and don't forget to like the video. Winning the AEW TBS Championship at Full Gear last night, Julia Hart addressed her win, posting on X, "The youngest AEW champion, the house always wins." Recalling his first big win in WWE, teaming with Jake Roberts, Mark Marrow, and Barry Windham against Crush, Goldust, Jerry Lawler, and Triple H, The Rock revealed Vince McMahon's reaction, telling the Joe Rogan Experience, "Vince brings me in and says, 'You're going to win the whole thing tonight.' I was like, 'What do you mean?' He goes, 'You're going to win the whole thing. I'm going to throw you right into the fire.' I'll never forget this. He's like, 'You're either going to sink or you're going to swim. It's New York City. It's up to you.' All those guys in the ring that night, I'll forever be grateful for them because they allowed that to happen." Showing off a photo of the letter she gave AEW President Tony Khan last night at Full Gear, new women's champion Toni Storm posted this, which reads, "Dearest Anthony, please excuse my absence at your little scrum. I had to board an aeroplane. I'm going to Peter Lawford's beach house for the weekend. Nevertheless, I am still your new AEW women's champion, and I expected to be lauded as such on the Turner Broadcasting station. Give Ted my best. If you must talk about me, do be kind and don't drink so much coffee. Forever timeless, Toni Storm." When it comes to Monday Night Raw on New Year's Day, WrestleTix reported, Monday Night Raw, Monday, January 1st, 2024, 4:30 p.m., Changa Arena, San Diego, California. Available tickets, 894. Current setup, 8,125. Tickets distributed, 7,231, plus 148 since the last update 7 days ago. Last time here, July 4th, 2022, Raw, 6,121. Staying on the topic of ticket sales, this was said regarding sales for the most recent AEW event, as Ringside News wrote. WrestleTix noted that there were 12,904 tickets distributed for AEW Full Gear. This figure stands as a noteworthy improvement over the previous Full Gear event held in Newark in 2022, which recorded 12,106 tickets distributed. It's important to note that ticket sales closed earlier than originally anticipated, leading to the final count being based on this early closure. During his post-show scrum, Tony Khan, the president and CEO of AEW, mentioned that there were over 13,000 people in the building, hinting that the actual attendance may have exceeded the official count. Additionally, a photograph of the box office line circulating after the show started raises the possibility that the last available count of 689 might underestimate the actual attendance. Despite the precise attendance figures, it is evident that the event enjoyed a robust turnout, which included walk-up attendees. Most sections of the venue were reported to be nearly full, highlighting a positive response from the audience. To provide further context, the last two AEW events held at the same venue had the following attendance figures. On January 11th, 2023, during a Dynamite event, there were 9,636 attendees. However, on June 1st, 2022, also during a Dynamite event, attendance was registered at 13,955. As it was previously reported that Jay Malachi had a WWE tryout and signed a contract with the promotion, Deadlock Pro Wrestling has now announced that breaking, Jay Malachi has relinquished the DPW World Championship after a successful defense against Alec Price at DPW World Strongest. A new champion will be crowned at DPW 2nd anniversary on December 10th in Durham, North Carolina. Jay Malachi was a key member of the DPW roster for 2 years. Malachi was the third world champion and the 2023 Carolina Classic winner. He finished up his scheduled dates with DPW at World Strongest, and we wish him all the best as he continues to take over the world. Thank you, Jay. Noting what is next for Darby Allin and AEW following Full Gear, Brian Alvarez mentioned on Wrestling Observer Radio, the announcers then stated that Darby was supposed to go on a red-eye after this match to go climb Mount Everest. I was told that he is getting a red-eye, and I don't know this for sure, but I think he's flying to China to train. I don't think he's actually climbing Mount Everest just yet, but that is what they said on television. One way or another, he's going to be gone for a while. He is actually training. It's not a storyline. Making a post on Instagram about his 4-year-old son, Chad Gable showed off some photos and wrote, "Daddy-son private training session. Best hour ever? I think so. My dude started wrestling practice 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, practices are Monday nights, meaning I can't go for obvious reasons. That, along with some circumstances, unimportant, causing us to have to cancel his birthday party, and me having to go out on the road today, his actual birthday, had me feeling pretty bad for the poor guy. But no complaining or moping around in this house. We made some calls and got the wrestling room open all to ourselves for a workout before I left. He was so geeked. He worked so hard and completely gassed me out. I wish I had his energy." With Thanksgiving coming up, talk about being grateful. Geez, I'm the luckiest man alive. Touching on plans for Dragon Lee on Smackdown, Dave Meltzer noted on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dragon Lee is in a program that's coming up that's designed to be essentially something with Ray. Not against Ray, but the idea is for Ray to endorse this guy as the future. Speaking about fights backstage in WWE, The Undertaker recalled this to WrestleBinge. "Yeah, there are a few people I had to pull aside on occasions through the years. Didn't have to slap them around or anything. Yeah, not like the old days. There were a couple of occasions where, in the nightlife aspect, things got a little more physical." For a recent interview, Gunther was asked about Logan Paul as he said he'd love to have a match against him, to which Paul replied on X, writing, "Get in line." After Santos Escobar turned on his fellow LWO member Rey Mysterio, this was said regarding future plans that could see 2 NXT stars brought up to the main roster. As Dave Meltzer said on Wrestling Observer Radio, yes, Santos might end up with Los Lotharios. That was one of the ideas for them to join Santos. Actually, originally, before the Rey and Santos thing, there was talk of Los Lotharios joining with Rey too. Los Lotharios, that has definitely been in conversation. Yes. Going over plans for the Young Bucks and AEW coming out of Full Gear, where they lost their tag team title opportunity in a match against Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. Sean Ross Sapp noted that the Young Bucks are poised for a heel turn if they haven't already undergone one in the eyes of many, but we're told they won't be alone in that. In addition to the Young Bucks, there have been plans for them to be joined by others. Fightful has learned that Brandon Cutler is at least tentatively slated to continue with the Bucks, as well as at least one other personality as they continue their turn. The tweet that Cutler put out indicating that the Young Bucks are taking time off of wrestling is to further that, and he'll be doing a lot of the speaking for them on screen and social media moving forward. The altered format of being the Elite is a part of this. Previously, many thought the mystery signing at AEW Full Gear could have been Mercedes Mone, with it turning out to be Will Ospreay. President of the company, Toni Khan, said this at the press conference after Saturday's event regarding Mone. "I have a lot of respect for Mercedes Mone. We would love to have her anytime in AEW. She's had great experience with our partner, New Japan Pro Wrestling. She would be a great addition to AEW anytime. I have great respect for her and have had great conversations with her. I think the world of her." Addressing the debut of Ronda Rousey in Ring of Honor, Tony Khan said this regarding it at that same press conference. She is not signed, but we had a great conversation. It came out because there was some unfinished business. They had that match, and I thought it would be great for our fans to settle it in the ring. At the Wrestling Revolver show, they had the match, and I had spoken to them, and I thought it would be great to have a match and build some interest, and then have the story come to Ring of Honor, where Athena is the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, Billy Starks is her minion. There is a lot of interest in that. I thought it would be great to see that tag team against two of the horsewomen, Marina and Ronda Rousey. Ronda was happy to come here. She was great. The crowd was really excited to see her, and it was a great match. We would love to have her back sometime. It was really fun, her being out there. She's a local and lives nearby, and that helped make it possible. Anytime it's convenient, we would love to have her back. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.